Boop, boop, boop. Okay. Hey guys, so I'm back. So today we're just gonna create some, what are these things called? We're gonna create the CRUD operation. So create, update, delete. But before we get to that, I cleaned up a little couple of things, regarding auth. So if you just look at the diff right now, so the auth effects, I changed it so whenever there's an error, we're just gonna clear the token. That way, we won't have a malformed JSON web token in local storage. And then in the nav bar, I'm now displaying the correct text. So if you're logged in, it's going to say log out, and so on. And then finally, um, in the auth component, so in the root, we just added a little if statement here. If there's a token, we're going to set the initial user. If not, they're not going to get an error on startup just because they're not logged in. So that is just some quality of life improvements. So today we're going to do create, or we're going to do CRUD. Um, so I think it's a good idea to start with create, update, and delete because since we're using the entity pattern, uh, reading it or just loading a single idea is a little more complicated than you would first imagine. So yeah. So let's see. I want to do create idea, update idea, delete delete idea, and we're just gonna um yeah, screw it. Boop. This one is for success. This one is gonna be for also for success. And finally, success. Now we're just gonna multi-select to save some time. Equals to idea, whoops, idea, um, idea, do, 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 success. This one's for create, and update. And I noticed that I need to make another type here. Delete idea, idea. Okay. Now we just need to add commas everywhere, so let's do that. Boop. Okay. Now we actually need to make the actions for these action types. So, okay. So much boilerplate. Export class update idea update single idea. Implement action. I'm just gonna skip through this, so you know the deal. Read only. Okay, so here's all the stuff typed out. So the create idea and success. If you remember, create idea is gonna take a payload of the data transfer object. Since let's open that up, the models for that. So the idea is this is what is gonna be returned back from the server, but this is the data that we're able to send to the server to create an idea. So stuff like ID, created, updated, these fields are automatically generated by the server, so we don't have to do it ourselves. So this is the object that we're expecting for the the create action. Okay, so of course on success it'll return us the full idea after it's been created in the server. Same thing for update. I'm using partial just because it's the same as the server, where it doesn't expect the entire object, just parts of it. And update follows the same pattern. Wait, no, that's what I just said. And then finally, delete. We all we need is an ID, so that's gonna be of type string. And on success, we're just gonna return back the ID. Because it, you'll see with the read option, you're gonna we're just gonna need the string. So, and then finally, we just appended all the types to the action. Okay, so yeah, let's just do the reducers first. Now this one I don't have to skip because it's a lot less busy work. Still busy work though. Create and case idea update, case idea delete. All of these are before success, so we're just gonna return the state of loading to be true and loaded to be false, so that if we have a loader or a spinner, we are able to turn it on or off. Um, one of these is actually redundant, but whatever. And then finally, we need to do all these success cases. So why is it indenting so far? Alright, case, idea, actions, dot, create success is gonna be, let's see, are these pretty straightforward? I believe so. Yeah, it is. So, I'm actually gonna change load action success because I found out that you can have naming collisions inside of a switch case. So that is not ideal. So doing it like this will make us not worry about naming collisions. And let's spread out the states. Create. We're just gonna do. Where's my reference code? All right. So to spread out the state, and then ideas is gonna be spread out state dot ideas, and we do action dot payload dot id is equal to action dot payload, and of course, let's switch the loaders. So loading false, loaded true. All right. So that is because I put that in the wrong place. Okay, cool. So yeah, if you remember, our ideas is a hash map, so we're just adding another ID as a key, and the value is going to be the idea that comes back from the server. And then case idea actions dot update success. It's going to be a little simpler. Ideas state dot. Actually, it's going to be exactly the same. Never mind. Payload. So here we're going to reassign it to an ID that hopefully already exists, but you never know. False and loaded to be true. And finally, actions dot delete success. Return spread the state, allowing to be false, but it's going to be true. And here, let's see. I believe I used a filter method to do this, so that's what we're gonna do here. There might be an easier way to do this, but I don't know, this is kind of my style to just do some some array methods actually. Filter key key is not equals to action dot payload, and here the delete action is going to give us a payload of the ID, so we don't have to do .id because that won't exist. And then finally a reduce function, and this is going to be also key. So I want to do this in one line, so I'm going to wrap it with parens key state key, and of course initial value of empty object. So that is the bulk of the CRUD operations, and the effects are going to be very similar to the load. So I'm just going to copy and paste. Boop. And I believe I missed a closing paren. This one's going to be create. Creates. And then this is going to be create. Create idea. Changes here. Alright. So let's see. Create idea success expects one idea. And that is going to be a different API call, which let's double check what our methods are. So get ideas, get newest ideas, get ideas. So this is the one we want, I think. No, we want create. Sorry. So going back to where we were, let's gonna create idea, and this takes in the data transfer object, which is the payload of this action. So action dot payload, and create idea needs an ID. No, it doesn't. Does it? Let's see. Code nest idea controller create. Where's create? Here it is. Yeah, it doesn't need an ID. So we're just gonna get rid of this because we're just gonna make a new one. So that route is fixed, and that'll be fixed. Create idea success. Cannot find. That is because we need to import that, which this is getting pretty long. That's fine. Alright, let's make sure we didn't miss any references. Create, cool. Now update. I'm gonna get rid of this S. So update idea, and this one's gonna be update idea. All right. update idea. All right, now we need the ID. So, and of course that comes from action.payload. Action.payload.id. ID. Action.payload. Wait, what? Oh, it doesn't have ID on the model. So let's just fix that. Here, I'm just gonna make an optional ID. That should fix this issue and shouldn't tamper with anything else. Why are you screaming? Oh, right. Anti-pren. And then finally delete. Okay, go away. And delete idea. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. This was delete idea, which takes in just the ID, and the action here is just that. And then our API will return the idea, the entire idea, so we just do ID here. And that should be all of our stuff. Now finally, we're gonna do the big one. Why is this still open? Alright, boop, 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 boop. And the big one is gonna be right here. Export class load idea. Read only type. We need to make those action types. Load ideas equals to thank you. Yeah, success equals to these are S's. And there. Yeah, that's because I didn't finish. Load idea. Construct. When we load an idea, let's see. What do we actually need? We need. We need to send just the ID, so the payload should be a string. All right. Let me check. How did I do this? Load ideas. And oh, right, that's how I did it. Okay, so pretty straightforward. Idea, success, get this rid of this S, implements action, read only type equals to idea action dot load idea success, constructor, public payload idea. All right. So this is gonna be a little hard to explain. The load idea makes sense. We're just gonna give it an ID to query the server. But if we already have this idea in our ideas array or entities, we're just gonna use it. So instead of success running, we're just gonna do another ideas success. I hope that didn't lose you. It's kind of confusing, but I think the let's see. I think it'll make more sense when I create the effects. But was it? But we have to do the reducer first. So case idea actions dot load idea, and this one's gonna be exactly the same. Boop. Type is not compatible with. Is that because I didn't export it? Yes. Yes, it is. Okay. And then load ideas. I will stick it right here. Dot load idea success. All right, here we go. Bum, 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 bum. Let's see, where did I do this? All right, so similar to everything else, we're gonna spread the state. Ideas is gonna be something. We're just gonna have a placeholder there for right now. Loading is gonna be false, and loaded is gonna be true, just like everything else. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do for the specific idea. We're gonna do action.payload dot reduce, and the reduce function, of course, is gonna be the same as the above, the ideas one, like this. So I'm just gonna copy it actually. Boop. And the only difference is nope. That's it. Right? No. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Okay. So we're actually gonna check if the payload exists, and then if it does, then we'll do this thing. No, we won't. Oh man. Okay. So if it does, we're gonna spread out all the ideas that are currently inside of the state, and then we're gonna add on this new one. Dot payload dot ID action dot payload. Otherwise, we'll just return the same thing. So let's see. If there is a payload, we're gonna do this. If there isn't, we're just gonna return what's already there. Okay. So in the effects, this is gonna be the place where I probably will lose you guys. Not gonna lie. But first, I have to find it. Okay, so at effect load idea $, observable action this dot actions dot pipe. So far so good. We're gonna listen to the type of load idea singular to not take over this one. idea actions dot load idea. And of course we have to import this, so let's do that. Then of course we're gonna remove error if there is any. Remove error. Alright, so we're gonna use a new RxJS operator called with latest from, and this we're gonna take from the state. So we're gonna do this.store. And then we're gonna do a merge map. Alright, in the merge map we're gonna do some array destructuring. The first parameter is gonna be of type action, which is coming from this observable. And then the second one is going to be state, which is coming from this observable. Alright, I need to put this in parens. And if you would like, you could also type it. So this is going to be load action, or not load action, load idea is the type of that action. And the next one is going to be app state, which is what we've been using. Alright, I'm going to open this up. Still red because we haven't returned a observable of type action. So we're gonna get the idea from the state, and that is nested in ideas.ideas, and we're gonna check action.payload. So this is gonna get us based on our action that's being sent through from the load action or load idea. We're gonna check if it already exists, and if it does, we'll return the observable of load idea success with nothing inside, basically meaning that it's already in there. And otherwise we're gonna actually make a HTTP request. So this.api .get idea of action.payload, which is the ID, .pipe, and this is going to need another merge map in here with the response, and the response is going to be the new idea that's not already in the state. So here we're going to do load idea success res, and I'm using res here because we're already using idea as the name, so I don't want to do any naming collisions. And if we're still in this pipe, we should be. I'm going to do the normal catch error. Whoops, not that one. Catch error and of new add error, error, I believe is what we've been using. Yeah. Okay. So this giant observable is gonna do the thing where if our idea already exists within our state, we're not gonna do anything. So we're gonna return an action that basically an empty action. And if it doesn't exist, then we'll go get it. And that looks right. Now, the last thing we need to do is actually be able to select that current action. So we're gonna make a new selector. Export const select current idea. Create selector. First, we're gonna get the feature state. So select idea state, which is this one, and then idea state of type idea state. We're gonna go get let's see, where did I get that? All right, const. We need all of the ideas, and we also need the selected idea from idea state. And we're going to return ideas selected idea. And that is something I completely forgot to do. So we need to add this to our state. And I believe it's in here. All right. Idea state. We're gonna add selected idea, which is just gonna be the string that points to the ID. And I'm gonna make it optional. Select selected. There we go. And then we actually have to change our reducer. So selected idea initially is going to be null, and then on load idea we're going to change that to be action.payload. Alright, so quite a lot. Create, update, and delete, pretty straightforward, but load action is a lot more difficult, and it is actually something that I'm considering using the NgRx entity the official library, because it does all of this behind the scenes and you don't actually need to do it yourself. But I'm kind of in way too deep, so I already did it. So there it is. Alright, hope you guys enjoy, and next video we're actually going to implement, we're actually just going to see it, so we're going to add some UI elements to see all of this in play. Alright, see you guys later.